Tell me about a time your body wowed you.
When I was able to do positions I never thought I could ever do.
Oh, you're talking about sex?
Yes, I'm talking about sex.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Evelina.
I'm Nikki.
My name is Carolyn.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm here to paint a portrait of myself.
Yeah, but not just any portrait.
No,
What kind of portrait?
a nude one.
How you feeling going into this?
It's very intimate. Part of me, because of that intimacy, it is nerve-wracking.
Do you identify as disabled?
Yes, I do.
What is your disability?
Cerebral palsy.
I have metatrophic dwarfism.
My disability is spina bifida. I was born with a sac on my back and nerves exposed. I have no feeling from about my knees down.
I'm a thalidomide affected person. Thalidomide was a drug used for treating morning sickness that has a very checkered history. Whatever organs were being developed at the time is what was affected.
What is cerebral palsy?
It's a neurological disorder. When my brain tells my body to do something, like the signal doesn't get interpreted correctly.
It is actually a very rare type of dwarfism. Short version, bottom line, high mortality rate, and I wasn't supposed to live past 16, and voila, I'm celebrating my 39th birthday next month.
Why did you agree to do this?
Disabled bodies are not promoted. They're not looked at as beautiful. So I thought that this would be a really amazing opportunity to prove that wrong. Everybody has a body. Why not? Not necessarily show that off, but yeah, show it off at the same.
So if you're ready,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and head back behind the Shoji screen
Okay.
and hop into your robe. How you feeling?
Still nervous.
Are you ready?
Am I ready? Well, ready as I'll ever be.
Take a deep breath. We're gonna get the photographer in. Did it feel liberating taking those photos?
Yeah. It's not only is it really liberating, it's more empowering. I get to direct the narrative of how I want to take my photos. For me, it's embracing my limitations and just not caring.
How are you taught to think about your body?
My parents, they basically would allow me to do what was safe. There wasn't, you shouldn't do anything because you are disabled.
I was on a sports team when I was a kid because I was super active and my parents had no idea what to do with me.
My family had a lot of outdated ideas about women's bodies in particular. They were supportive. They were never like, oh, you can't do that because you're disabled.
Are you gonna show them this?
No, it's not a good idea, but that's okay.
When did you start to think, I'm different than other people?
I don't necessarily know if I have an early memory of when I realized I was different because my parents raised me to not think that I am. Yeah, I may sit in a chair and get around differently, but that doesn't make me different necessarily.
My parents thought it was a good idea that I'd go off to Sunday school, and when I asked the religious leaders, why did God create disabled people? They got really upset about the questioning. They couldn't answer it. They decided that it was probably best that I didn't return.
I knew I was different from everyone else. One, I was always, besides being the shortest in school, I actually started preschool at 3. And in that time, I had to wear a back brace. I remember just saying, this is how I was born. Because I didn't, at 4 and 5, you don't really know why you're so different.
How do people respond to your physical self?
I think in the city it's kind of a mixed bag. Like there was somebody who was applauding me for crossing a street. Like, what on earth is even going on here? Like, some days you have days where you're just like, why do I go out in public? and other days where people are just like super nice.
I wish parents wouldn't be so upset when their kids are asking questions. I love to interact with them. I don't like kids, but I have no issue. I really don't.
What do people think of when they think spina bifida?
I've come across a lot of people who do not know anything about it. They've never even heard of spina bifida.
There's a spectrum of how bad you can have cerebral palsy. And a lot of people just assume that everybody with cerebral palsy has those exact same symptoms.
Tell me about a time your body wowed you.
When I was able to do positions I never thought I could ever do.
Oh, you're talking about sex?
Yes, I'm talking about sex.
Oh, say that.
Okay, well, okay, with sex is where I really was able to like realize how more normal I am in a lot of ways, especially when I was told that I wouldn't be able to have sex when I was younger because of my hips. Like, where the hell did that come from?
What did new lovers tend to get right about your body and tend to get wrong?
I am very guarded. I don't necessarily see my body as a sexy thing. I don't think it's ugly by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't look at it as, oh my God, guys are gonna really want this. I have a hard time with that.
The sensual touch is amazing because I can feel things that may be missed by others. I can feel each person's individual fingerprint line in their hand.
Everyone's like thinks that I'm somehow skinnier, like lighter. It's like, oh no. I've actually been dropped before. Not fun.
By somebody thinking that they're gonna be all extra sexy?
I'm glad my husband's really strong because it is hilarious.
Do you have any scars you're proud of?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty proud of almost, if not all of them. They're proof of what I've gone through, and I am proud of what I've been able to accomplish in my life, given my circumstances.
What advice would you give your younger self?
God, I would have loved to give my younger self, the advice of don't give two shits at what people say or do. Embrace and love yourself.
Stop being shy because you'll do well. You'll make it in the world and you'll be somebody.
You about done there?
Yeah, it's about as good as it's gonna get.
Oh, I love it. Will you show off your picture?
I can do it without getting paint on me. Let's see. I was kind of going for like an impressionistic impression of the photograph.
What I had in my head did not play out on this because yes, the purple hair, cool, and I started to like where I went. And then I had the thought of turning my hand into a kettlebell. So that's what that's supposed to be.
This is the important figure, down here. Yeah, impressionist is what I'm thinking, but stick figure is the important one.
I did the shadow of me standing at the brink, and then what do I see? Kind of my own superhero. That's my feistiness, my strength.
How was this experience?
This experience has been amazing, actually. I've loved it.
This feels more empowering than anything, and it gives me more motivation to just keep speaking up and not be afraid or timid, period.